Good Sunday morning to everyone. Here's a severe weather outlook for the area. And when I say area, I mean part of the Ozarks are included in this. There are larger areas I think of concern. I don't think it's a great severe weather day. Good news. But there are a few things that could happen. Here's the SPC outlooks for today. Slight risk in yellow from Wisconsin down to Texas. Tornado risk is highest in Illinois and is not non-zero in the Ozarks. The 2% risk does move into the western part of Missouri. I think the general greatest threat for all types of severe weather is where the red circle just showed up there in northeastern Missouri, parts of Iowa and Illinois. That's along a warm front combined with some boundaries left behind by thunderstorms last night. I'll show you a loop here in a minute. Lots of moist air, dew point still running high, a little above the seasonal norm. But that basically encompasses an area of unstable air that will become more unstable when you add heat later today. So there's plenty of fuel. And I'll point out that even though this is an outlook for hail and wind and isolated tornadoes, that any storms that do develop in this environment will produce some heavy rains because they have lots of moisture and slow movement. Jet streams are not in a hurry today. Here's a surface weather map. You can see from yesterday, the stationary front that was in Nebraska has moved to a cool front. There's a outflow boundary. That's the words up there in Iowa. That's the leftover cool from storms last night. Another stationary front lies south of there. So there's a storm area number 1. That's that area. Storm area number 2 out ahead of the cool front, and storm area number 3 down by the dry line. And then thrown into the mix is just general thunderstorm development, not forced by these fronts, that could develop just because it's getting unstable out there in the warmth of the afternoon. Here's the cloud and radar loop from this morning. This ended about 8:45 or so, and you can see a couple of features there. The most notable two are the squall line moving through Iowa and northern parts of our state, Missouri. Cool outflow boundaries could focus storms, and then off to the south and west of us, there was a little disturbance in the upper atmosphere. This morning's sounding for Springfield showed a lot of CAPE. That's unstable air, basically. And you can see the forecast CAPE there is about 2,700 by afternoon with no cap, no warm air lid forecast, or if there is one, it'll be broken here pretty soon. And so it looks pretty good, but the wind field there on the right is pretty chaotic. Not much structure to it, and that's what the supercell thunderstorms need, a supportive wind field. I always call that the glue that holds supercells together. Here's the winds aloft forecast. The best wind shear is still way behind, way up into the Dakotas and Nebraska, but we do have a small little disturbance there and a little bit of a spike in wind forecast for even noon Sunday. That will probably take current thunderstorm activity in Oklahoma and Kansas and enhance it there even earlier. But it's not going to be in a big hurry to get in the Ozarks because, again, the winds are very weak, so the steering currents are not going to get it here all that quickly. And then we have lots of unstable air. There's the CAPE forecast over the entire map for noon Sunday. We're talking about CAPEs going over 3, maybe 4,000, higher than what the sounding forecast indicated that I showed you. So I think to sum it up, we've got scattered thunderstorms possible by even mid-afternoon. Some of those locally could develop severe characteristics like hail and gusty winds. Organized severe weather doesn't look likely, although we'll just have to watch individual outflow boundaries later this afternoon and this evening for local enhancement of the wind fields. And we'll keep an eye on and bring you another update later on today.